The joke's on you guys today. You will not get the benefit of seeing me ranting about the Giants this week because we won. We aren't going 0-16. We're not going to be the first pick in the draft. We won a game. The joke's on you. But in all seriousness, though, I needed this win. I've been going through a lot over the past couple of days, personal-wise, and I needed something to be positive about, something to go into the week to be positive about. And the Giants won, and that's something I can be positive about. Now, there will be a few negative takeaways from this game. I'm not going to be too positive, obviously. You can't have a video without being negative in some way, but it's going to be mostly positive, so nobody get mad. Let's start with one of the biggest positives from this game. Malik Nabers having another monster day again today. 8 catches for 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like I said before, this guy's going to be Rookie of the Year, and he's going to be one of the better receivers in the NFL, top 10 come next year, and he's proven it so far. Good old Daniel Jones, I gotta say, man, I've been negative about you for the past couple of weeks, but you had a great game today. 21 for 28 for over 200 yards, 2 touchdown passes. But I also say this, does that mean I'm back on the Daniel Jones train? Unfortunately, it doesn't. Because I want to see this consistently. I'm glad he had a great game today because I don't want to come here every single week and talking about Daniel Jones and how bad he played. Today he had a great game, but if he can do this versus the Cowboys and again versus the team he plays after that, I think it's the Eagles or the Bengals or the Seahawks, one of those teams obviously, then I'll say, okay, maybe Daniel Jones just generally need an offensive line and some weapons. And he's a great quarterback, maybe. I was wrong at the time. But like I said, standing my ground now, I'm going to say not back on the Daniel Jones train, but I'm very glad he had a great game. Azeez Ojulari, this is somebody I've been saying for the last couple of months. He can be very good as a situational pass rusher. He was great today. He had two sacks. He was absolutely exceptional today. I'm glad to see Azeez Ojulari back in his old form that we saw in his rookie year, where he had like 10 sacks, the most for a rookie in Giants history. And he was showing up really good today for this team. He made some big plays. Brian Burns also had a forced fumble and a sack today. Kayvon Thibodeau had a sack. Dexter Lawrence had 2 sacks. So, for the most part, this defensive line was eating pretty much all day. Now, I know it's versus a banged-up offensive line, but you still want to see any positives you can out of this team for the most part for this defensive line. They've been invisible the past couple of weeks, but they showed up big time in this game when the Giants needed them most. I think they had 7 sacks in total. Like, they were absolutely making Deshaun Watson's life hell for the most part. The undrafted free agent Elijah Chapman also had a sack. Jason Pinnock had a sack. Bobby Okereke had a sack. Like, it was like, you get a sack. You get a sack. Everybody gets a sack in this game. Yeah, this defense is really good. The Browns' rushing game couldn't pretty much get anything going with Jerome Ford. They averaged like 3.8 yards a carry. So, yeah, it was a struggle pretty much all game. They only had 69 rushing yards in total. But that Browns rushing attack has been struggling for the most part the last couple of weeks. So, take it with a grain of salt, but still a win for us, I guess. The offensive line was great for the 3rd week in a row. Daniel Jones did get sacked twice, but at the end of the day, they held up pretty well when you needed it most. So I guess that's a win for us once again. This offensive line is continuing to play well. I'm not gonna have too many negatives to speak on, but there is one I do want to talk about. The Giants did not score any points in the second half. The defense held up well, but this offense could have had this game taken care of if they played well in the second half. They were just playing way too conservative. It seemed like the Giants were just playing not to lose instead of playing to win. And with the 5-minute mark, the Giants were in a position where if Deshaun Watson goes downfield and gets a touchdown, we might lose this game. Greg Joseph also missed a field goal that probably would have put this game out of reach way before then too. But at the end of the day, you don't want to be in that position where you need to have the kicker to come in and seal the game. You have the offense go downfield, have them score a touchdown, have them keep playing aggressive until this game is over. I'm happy we won. I'm not going to sit here and be overly negative, but I also don't want to be in a position where we had the 5-minute mark where, for the most part, we have had the advantage all game, and then it comes down to that final 2 minutes, where it's like, okay, we might lose. We're playing way too conservative pretty much. So I assure you, I'm happy we won, but I don't think you want to be in that position ever again for the most part with this team. I don't think any team wants to be in that position. And yeah, that's the only negative I have from this game. Honestly, it's a big negative, but it's not a negative.
First down, here comes Thibodeau. Down goes Watson.
We did have 2 fumbles.
We just mentioned
Eric Gray and Devin Singletary, but we still won the game. It wasn't going to affect us much. But 8 sacks from this Giants defensive line. We were absolutely cooking. This rushing game also wasn't doing nothing. if I want to be honest, Deshaun Watson, did he really play all that well? No, not really. He was not good today, honestly. Let's keep it a buck. I'll talk about Daniel Jones a lot, but I don't even think Deshaun Watson is better than Daniel Jones, to be honest. I want to talk about the play calling. The play calling in this game was exceptional, too. I've been talking about Dabo and his play calling for the last couple of weeks, but today he called him a pretty good game. I got to give him that, too. Shane Bowen. I've been giving you a lot of slack, too, but for the most part, you had a pretty good game plan, too. I'll give you that, too. All in all, I think everybody on this team did their part. Everybody on this team did their job today. Everybody deserves a clap today. This was a much needed win. We go into Thursday night to play the Cowboys. That is never an easy game in a divisional game. So that's going to be a tough one. I hope the Giants win because that can give us a much needed spark for the rest of the season. But anyways, as always, let me know your comments down below. If you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and tap the bell icon for future football content. And follow me on my social medias down below in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.